widespread fear and calling itself the Nigerian Taliban. Amnesty International condemns the violence by Boko Haram, but says the government's heavy-handed reaction could be making matters worse. Details in the CNN report.
Released Thursday by Amnesty International is calling on the Nigerian government to ensure the protection of its people living under the threat of attack from the Islamist group Boko Haram. The group, whose name means Western education is sacrilege, is blamed for killing more than 500 people in bombings and suicide attacks this year alone. But the report, titled Nigeria, Trapped in a Cycle of Violence, also faults the Nigerian government's failure to protect the population and says the country's security forces have, quote, perpetrated serious human rights violations in their response, and it goes on to say that the cycle of attacks and counterattacks has been marked by unlawful violence on both sides with devastating consequences for the human rights of its people. Amnesty International says that it's calling on Boko Haram to stop the violence, and it also lays out recommendations for the Nigerian government to ensure that its people are protected from acts of terror by Boko Haram or any non-state actors, and that the rights of its citizens are not violated just in the name of national security. Vladimir Duthier, CNN, Lagos, Nigeria.
A U.S. research institute has said that the country's Latino community of some 23 million voters can have a big say in the November 6 presidential race. Even though it is believed that 70% of Latinos favor Barack Obama, there are those who share the Republicans' conservative ideas. Meanwhile, both camps are stepping up their campaigns in Spanish and swing states where undecided voters could make the difference. CFI has the rest of that story.
To a U.S. research institute, America's Latino community is a sleeping giant. 23 million Latino voters make up 11% of the overall electorate. But Latinos vote less often than other groups. The Serrano family in Los Angeles, however, is very interested in politics. Latinos in America are becoming more aware of their political potential, and both presidential candidates are wooing the Latino vote.
We can be a very powerful group, and we could enact change that will benefit not just Latinos, but I think the whole country as a whole.
According to U.S. opinion polls, 70% of Latino voters say they will vote for Barack Obama, even if many of them are disappointed with his failure to live up to pledges of immigration reform.
Deportations have gone up under the Obama administration, and it's really sad because one of the things he had said was that he was going to fix immigration and he was going to push and actively go after immigration reform, and for whatever reason he hasn't been able to succeed.
Mitt Romney expects to garner 20% of the Latino vote. The Republicans are paying for oppressive policies towards immigrants in several southern states. However, some Latinos share the Republicans' conservative ideals. They are hostile to abortion, gay marriage, and want minimal regulation in the business sector.
I like the Republican philosophy. I like the respect for private life. The government can't solve all problems.
The Democrats and Republican candidates are stepping up their campaigns in Spanish in swing states, where undecided voters could make the difference. There are also a number of non-partisan organizers who are simply encouraging voters to go out and cast their ballots on Election Day. On the 6th of November next, the sleeping Latino giant could wake up.
We now take our second break. Stay tuned. Welcome back. And in sports, the face of men's soccer in the United States is undergoing transformation. CNN's George Howe reports how the sports benefited from young players born and bred in Germany.
Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall.
This year marks the 25th anniversary of that famous phrase, but the impact of the U.S. military buildup in Germany during the Cold War is still being felt today in an unlikely place, the soccer field. A half 6 sons of American soldiers stationed in Germany, born to German mothers, have elected to play for the U.S. national soccer team rather than Germany's in the last few years.
My parents met in Heidelberg. My dad was there as a soldier.
For some, this decision relates to their racial identity. Danny Williams and the other 5 players all have African-American fathers.
What does it mean to be biracial in Germany versus being biracial here in the United States?
When I look around in the States, there are a lot of mixed people, and you see so many mixed players, especially like also in this team. Jermaine Jones, Fabian Johnson, they have all the same background than me, so it's normal for us.
In fact, there are almost 10 more biracial German Americans currently playing for the U.S. junior national soccer teams. African Americans were approximately 28% of the 250,000 soldiers in Germany in the mid-'80s.
So when I was young, I always felt like, okay, I grew up in Germany, I can speak the language fluently, but always on the back of my head was always, okay, but I'm mixed. And when people looking at me in Germany, they know that I'm not 200% German. Some people, when you had a fight with them, they said some racist words and everything. I told my parents that, listen, I feel more American than German. And even that my English is not perfect. Everybody thinks I'm full American because the color doesn't matter. And in Germany, the people think, okay, like a natural German guy is white.
Jermaine Jones was the first of this recent wave from Germany to join the American soccer team.
I'm different. When you see me, to German people, I'm a different guy. I'm mixed. When I come in a place, first the people say, okay, right, who's that?
Unlike Williams, whose American father raised him in Germany, Jones grew up in a single-parent household.
My mom and him goes, when I was young, separate ways, and for me it was hard too, to grow up with no dad.
But since electing to play for the U.S., Jones has rekindled his relationship with his father.
Do you find yourself closer? What's it like now for you? What's that relationship like?
Yeah, the relationship it's good. We stay always in contact. We always talk on the phone, and I'm dad too, and I'm happy that my kids can see my dad always when we be on holiday in Los Angeles.
After scoring his first goal for the Stars and Stripes, Jones performed the simple but poignant tribute to his soldier father.
And so after you scored your first goal, you gave a salute to your dad.
I was talking with him on phone, and I say, when I do a goal, I do that.
What did he think?
Yeah, he was calling me after the game, and he's like, God, thank you. Oh, my mom, my brother, everybody see it, and everybody's proud of you.
A simple gesture of pride, but one rooted in history. George Howell, CNN, Miami.
Time now to join the Center for Coast Office for a look at the weather report.
The source assures us of a continuous flow, and from there, everything follows. And for those of us who know what the River Gambia stands for, understanding its sustainability in all aspects of life is easily confirmed. The River Gambia provides nutritious delicacies as food, while it provides its wildlife a balanced ecosystem. This river, as a sanctuary, is committed to its inhabitants' needs without season. And as you travel along, all these values are replicated in one company, Elton. Just like the River Gambia, leads in its commitment to values that matter most. Elton, championing the vision for a new generation.
Hello there, wonderful viewers. Welcome to the weather segment. We begin with summary. we experience a warm and sunny afternoon across the country. We now take a look at the picture indicating the presence of convective clouds over the central and the eastern part of the continent. Elsewhere indicated clear skies and stable conditions. For the forecast tonight, we'll be expecting